processing this issue with PBD of how to get the most out of myself. Tell me when you're ready, man. I'm full of content. I mean, this is the thing, you were just talking about the 3 cameras and you've never done this before. And I think the theme of the year for me, I've picked 2 words that both business, life, personal, family, professional, is the focus. And so the first really important word to me is growth. So this year I've got this target of growing every 90 days. So almost looking like a different person every 90 days. And I think for me, the idea of leveling up this year is really important with our long-term vision, our short-term goals, and the mission of the businesses, our family, personal, all of these things. And the other word is action, rather than talking about things, but putting them into action. And I think if every 90 days, there's this almost change in not character, but you're almost unrecognizable to the people that know you, So someone who hasn't seen you for 3 months, when they see you again, you're moving at such a fast pace, you're developing and you're growing, that you almost look like a different person. You're talking differently, your knowledge is different, your language is different, your interests are more honed in, all of your knowledge is kind of developed. So that's kind of the goal this year, which is this constant 90-day renewing or growth, both for businesses and personal. You like that? I had my coaching session with PBD today, and it was really interesting that the goal of each of these elite masterminds is to process issues. You are trying to process the major issue that's on your mind, but then you're also hearing other business owners process issues as well, which is the amazing thing about being part of a mastermind, is not just addressing something that you're going through, but the beautiful thing about business is that people at different stages, different levels are going through different things themselves. And so my issue that I processed with PBD today was all about this kind of accountability. We've kind of hired this middle management now in the business that report to me. And the idea is that I've freed up my time as a CEO to have more time to work on the company rather than in the company. And, processing this issue with PBD of how to get the most out of myself, because, this constant idea of trying to level up, but how to get the most out of my people, how to hold them accountable to their goals, KPI and tasks. Yeah, it was really interesting because he talked about this idea of making sure that with KPIs, you've got a very clean way of rating your employees and holding them accountable. The 5 levels are outstanding, exceeding expectation, meeting expectation, below expectation, and not meeting expectations at all. And this rating system, he said, with everything, culture, creativity, work ethic, these sort of things, and rating them and holding them accountable to those things. I found that really powerful. The other element was this: once you free your time up as a CEO, it's really easy to then slide back into wanting to work in the business, because you naturally, as a business owner, you're a perfectionist, and so you want things done in a certain way. And now you're delegating and wanting people to do things your way. And when you feel they're not doing it your way, there is this kind of really big urge to want to go and just do it yourself, because it will get done the way you want it to get done. And so he said that a big temptation would be falling back in to working in the business rather than on it. The dangers of having a level of middle management is that it does free up your time. You can do nothing with that time, or you can find yourself trying to fill that time by sliding back into the business. But because the vision is all about growth and accountability, the really important thing as a CEO is to keep leveling up and using that time to actually grow, so that you are driving vision, you are growing, and you're bringing the team along with you in that vision. So recommendation of a book was really powerful. I think it's called The 5 Temptations of a CEO. So I'm going to get stuck into that in the next week or two. And I imagine the book is essentially about the things that a CEO could naturally be tempted to fall into doing, and then, you know, how to overcome those. And for me this year, it's about becoming a better CEO, becoming a better leader, growing as an organization, growing as an individual, and you know, holding everyone accountable to their own goals. Cool. This is kind of why I think the podcasting thing will be really interesting for me, because I just love chatting, I love talking, love stories, love sharing stories, love hearing stories, and then love you know, delving into stories. So yeah, the DNA of an Entrepreneur podcast will be another level, and I think for me that will be where it feels the most natural.